All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of Manic Monday. Last Monday we did payoff pitch. This Monday we are delving into APBA basic form of APBA. There's also a master edition, but for our purposes here, we are doing Manic Monday. So we are doing, sorry about hitting the table, we are doing the basic version. Today's game is from 1941, May 15th specifically. At Old Yankee Stadium, the Chicago White Sox take on the New York Yankees. And this is the day that Joe DiMaggio's 56-game hitting streak began. So we're going to see if he can start that streak in our APBA world. For the Yankees, the starting pitcher will be Tiny Bonham. He is a B-grade pitcher with a Z for control qualities. And for the White Sox, it is left-hander Eddie Smith. He is also a B pitcher, but he has Y qualities for a little bit extra on the strikeouts. So those are the two starters in the ball game. Look at the lineup board and the bench and the bullpen. You see who's available for each of the teams. The White Sox carrying one extra bench player, and the Yankees carrying one extra bullpen arm that are available in this game. So both teams, I've already done the fielding for both teams, and both are fielding column number 2. So I'm not going to do any form of tutorial because there's probably 87 APBA how-to videos out there, particularly for the basic. So there's the dice, the typical dice that we have. The colored dice are the 10 column. That's the 1 column. So that roll would be a 35. If we got that roll, it would be a 35. And that's pretty much the extent of the tutorial. From here on out, it is just going to be specifically gameplay. I've got the book to my left off camera because I can't show that. Not and show the game as well. It's just too much going on. Pitchers, I will go ahead, whoever's pitching, I'll put them right here just so you can have reference to them versus who is at the plate. And the plate is right here. I can't put the pitcher here because if a runner gets on second, then I won't have any place to put the little token to say they're at second base. Of course, APBA Basic. There's traditional APBA Basic. I've seen a lot of APBA videos lately where people have kind of gotten away from the tradition of APBA, but I was told a while back when I first started this that if you want to be a true APBA player, you use a shaker. I think if you play in APBA tournaments and whatnot, at least it used to be this way. You had to use a shaker. You couldn't use your hands, couldn't use your dice tray or anything. You use a shaker. So that's what we're going to go by. All right, I've got Gracie with me. I'm going to see about getting her settled in. So I'm going to pause the video. And when I come back, we'll be ready to begin this Manic Monday game between the Chicago White Sox and the New York Yankees from 1941. And I'm going to pause the video and we will get started in just a moment. Okay, I think we're about ready to go. Try to adjust some of the lighting a little bit. These cards are in sleeves, so unfortunately with the lighting above me like that, you might get some glare on the player cards because of the sleeve, but I'm going to try to position these where I think the light won't be that bad. All right, so leading off for the White Sox will be Bill Knickerbocker. And of course, the only thing you're worried about on Bonham's card is he's a B pitcher with a Z grade. Other than that, or Z modifier. B grade, C modifier. Other than that, we're looking straight at the batter card. And this game, Manic Monday, is underway. 63, and that is a 31, which is a fly to center field. For veteran APBA players, 30 is a fly to the left, 31 is a fly to center, and 32 is a fly to right, unless the pitcher has a K modifier. In most cases, that would be a strikeout, but not here. Here's Luke Appling. 65, that's a 35. Fielding column 2, 35 is a ground out to first baseman unassisted. So 3 unassisted as Joe Gordon makes the put out. And I'm slacking on my out chart there. 2 outs for Joe Cool. We're still at bases empty. I have not had to move the book yet. because nobody's reached. Here's Joe Cool. 21 for Cool is a 12, and 12 is a ground out third to first. So an easy 1-2-3 inning for Tiny Bonham. And the Sox go in order, 3 up and 3 down. We go to the bottom of the first. White Sox nothing, and the Yankees coming to bat. And on the mound for the White Sox will be left-hander Eddie Smith. Of course, lefty and righty in basic APBA is irrelevant, but I'm still going to manage the game as if lefty-righty mattered, because that's what managers do. They use that for their decision-making a lot of times. Here's a scooter, Phil Rizzuto. 66, boy, that's one thing about APBA. You roll doubles, and the offense is going to like it. That's a 0. Anytime you get a 0, you go to the second column on his card and re-roll for that. But it's guaranteed to be a hit of some sort. 41, and that's going to be an 11. And 11 is a single to left, and he steals second base. That's where the auto steals come into play. Rizzuto, with those stolen bases, he stole 14 of them. So he gets those 11 results, and when you get an 11 with the bases empty against a B-grade pitcher, actually against any of the pitchers, you get an 11, he's going to single and steal second. So leadoff single by Phil Rizzuto, and he steals second. Now we go to the batter on runner on second chart, and we'll be looking for Red Rolfe. Red Rolfe, left-handed hitter. Lefty on lefty. If we were playing the Master game or Merino boards, this would matter because he's a -10 against lefties. So that would make Smith a 21 on his number grade versus an 11 that's here. Would make a huge difference. Basically turn him into an A pitcher, but I'm playing it by the book, and we're just going to go with what we got. 15 is an 8. Runner on second and 8 against the B-grade pitchers is out at first, but runner goes to third. It's pitcher to first for a 1-3 put out. But Rizzuto sneaks over to third base with 1 out. And that brings up Charlie Keller. Runner on third and 1 out. And they're going to play the infield in. They don't want to give up a cheap run, so the infield is in against Keller. 65, that's a 35. Defensive column number 2. A 35 is a high fly out behind third base for a pop-up to shortstop. So the shortstop will make a catch in foul territory for out number 2. And that's going to let the infield come back to normal now. And here's the man of the game, Joe DiMaggio. See if he can get his hitting streak started. 43 is a 29. Runner on third, a 29. Field in column 2. Out at first, runners hold. Pitcher to first. So, but with 2 outs, it doesn't matter anyway. It's just a pitcher to first ground out. And that's going to end the inning. So the Yankees put a runner on third, but cannot produce a run. 2 ground outs to the pitcher and a pop out to short. Keep any run from coming across. For the Yankees, no runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 left. Go to the second, no score from Yankee Stadium. So now we bring the chart back to bases empty, which is the beginning. And we'll see if we have to deviate from that at all. Leading off for the White Sox will be Taffy Wright. He is in right field. 21 is a 12, and again, that is a ground ball to third for out number 1. So he grounds out to Rolfe. 1 away to start the second, and that brings up Dario Lodigiani, third baseman. 23 is a 26, and that is a ground out second to first. So second baseman Pretty throws to Gordon for an easy ground out. 2 quick outs. Tiny Bonham is not had any issues at all. Here's Krivich, 53, 17, and that's going to be a single to right field. Had it been fielding column 1, that would have been a fly out by the right fielder, would have made the catch, but since it's fielding column 2, it's going to be a single. So First hit of the game for the White Sox. Like I said, the fielding column, had they been on 1, then the right fielder, Bordegaray, would have fielded that ball. But since we are at fielding column 2, he did not. That's going to bring up Miro Hogue. 23 is a 26. And that's going to be batter safe at first, fielder's choice out at second, 4-6. So it's a 4-6 fielder's choice. And that will end the inning. So a 4-6 fielder's choice. 4-6 fielder's choice will retire the side. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 left. We go to the bottom of the second. Still no score. Back on the mound is Eddie Smith. We go back to bases empty chart. And begin the bottom of the second with Joe Gordon. He will lead things off for the Pinstripers. 24 is a 13, and APBA veterans know that is a strikeout. So Joe Gordon out on strikes. 1 down for Buddy Rosar, the catcher. 65, that's a 35, and once again, it's a ground out to the first baseman unassisted. 3 unassisted as the first baseman, Joe Cool, makes the play. And that'll bring up the right fielder, Bordegaray. 43, and that's 29. 29 turns out to be a ground out pitcher to first. If the pitcher had an X, it'd be a strikeout, but he's got a Y. So it'll just be a 1-3 ground out to end the inning. 3 up and 3 down go the Pinstripers here in the second. After 2 complete, no score from Yankee Stadium. And lead things off for the White Sox will be the catcher, Mike Tresh. 55 for Tresh is an 8. And again, bottom's a B-grade pitcher with bases empty, and 8 is a fly out to center field. And there is 1 away. And now the pitcher, Eddie Smith, is up. Eddie Smith gets to bat with 1 out. .64 is a 13, struck him out. 2 down. That takes us back up to the top of the order for Knickerbocker. 26, that's a 27, and that will be a ground ball third to first. X would be a strikeout, but there is no X there on bottom, so third to first will be the official out. 5-3 ground out. Knickerbocker is retired. Another 3 up and 3 down inning turned in by Bonham. And we go to the bottom of the third. Still no score. And now Eddie Smith on the mound will be facing Jerry Pretty. And then we'll need Bonham's card to bat. It'll be Pretty, Bonham, and Rizzuto. 34, that is a 31, which is a fly to center field. Again, I said 30s are fly to left, 31s are flies to center, and 32s are fly to right. Pretty easy to remember those 3 results. Bonham, 52 is a 27, and that is a ground ball to third. So 2 down. Very quickly, 2 outs, and that flips the order over to Rizzuto. He did single his first time up. Did Mr. Rizzuto. Only hit of the game for the Yankees. Only Yankee to reach base was Rizzuto. 25 is an 8, but a B-grade pitcher. It's a fly to center field. It's another 1-2-3 inning in the books for Eddie Smith, and after 3 complete, we got no score from the stadium. So somebody's got to do something here to break through, as Jim Morrison would say break on through to the other side is what they need to do. Bonham is your pitcher, and the batter is going to be Luke Appling. Grounded to first base, his first chance. 22 doubles. That's a 7. That's a base hit. Doubles are usually good. Not always, but usually pretty good. And so Luke Appling with a leadoff single. And now we flip the chart to the runner on first. Appling is at first, but no steal because I'm doing auto steals, and that did not come up. So here's Joe Cool. There's nobody out. Runner at first. Joe Cool. 11 more doubles. That's a 0. So the next number is guaranteed to be a hit. 64, and that's going to be a 6. A 6 in column under the B-grade pitcher on first base. A 6 is double over first, runner to third. He scores if he's a fast runner. Appling is not a fast runner, so he will hold at third. He's a neutral runner. So second and third on the double by Joe Cool, and now we're getting to some different results as the book changes to runners at second and third with nobody out. Now, what do you do if you're the Yankees? If you play in, you can give up a base hit, which gives up 2 runs. If you play back, then a runner on third can score, but you might be able to hold the Sox to 1 run, so there's different strategies involved. Taffy Wright, Lodigiani, and Krivich are the batters. Second and third, Yankees, they're going to play the infield in. 61 is a 40. Fielding column 2, 40. Let's see here. It says, with the infield in, first on the error, runners score by the second baseman. Had they been back, it would have been out at first, runners advance. So it's not going to be a base hit getting through because the infield in. It's actually going to be an error because the infield is in. So runners are at the corners. The run's going to score E4 on Crissetti, on Pretty. He gets the error because the infield was in. Appling will score. Cool will take third. And Taffy Wright is at first. Now we go to the first and third chart. And the Yankees will try to get the double play. They need outs. They need outs big time. They have confidence that their offense can score runs, so they want to hold the Sox to 2 runs or less. Here's Lodigiani. Oh, that's not going to help. 66 means it's a 0. We go to Lodigiani's second column. 24 is a 6. Runners at first and third. And a 6 against a B-grade pitcher. Double to center, clears the bases. So it's a 2-run double for Dario Lodigiani. And things are getting from bad to worse for the Yankees. It's now 3-0 White Sox on the double by Lodigiani. And perhaps that double in the very, has kind of stemmed the tide or turned the tide and kind of put the momentum with the Sox and put the Yankees on their heels. Here is Mike Krivich with a runner at second base and nobody out still. 36 is a 33. 33 is a pop-up to the shortstop, and that's 1 away. So Phil Rizzuto hauls it in for out number 1. And that'll bring up Merrill Hogue. 65 is a 35, and that's going to be a foul out to third. That is out number 2 as he fouls it to the third baseman. Brings up Tresh. .42, that's a 38, and that's first on an error by the shortstop. Runner to third. With 2 outs, the runner does get to third. So error on the shortstop, and that's going to be another error. This one on Rizzuto. Second error of the inning. Second error of the inning, and that's going to really put the Yankees in a bind. However, the pitcher is going to be the one coming up to hit, so they might get out of it. He's the 8th man to bat in the inning. We go to runners at first and third in the book. For Smith, 45 is a 14. That could be trouble. That is a walk. That is a walk, and it's going to load the bases, not what Tiny Bonham wanted. And now the 9th man to bat in the inning. The 9th man to bat in the inning is going to be Knickerbocker. And we go to the bases loaded chart. And the Sox looking to blow this thing wide open. They are looking to blow it wide open. Knickerbocker stepping to the plate. He is 0 for 2. 61 is a 36. And that's a wild pitch. How about that? A wild pitch will score a run. As Loda Gianni comes in to score. Tresh takes third base on the wild pitch, and Smith takes second base. So now we go to the runners on second and third chart after the wild pitch. Another run has scored. It is now 4-0 White Sox. Knickerbocker still at bat. 2 errors in the inning by the Yankees have been killers. 62 is a 32, and that finally will end the inning on a fly out to right field. So the White Sox sent 9 to the plate. 4 of them scored. It's the Abraham Lincoln 4-score inning. And we go to the bottom of the 4th. And it's the White Sox 4, Yankees nothing. And after that long inning, I'm going to take a quick break. Okay, we are ready for the bottom of the 4th, and the Yankees have their work cut out for them, but they do have the heart of the order coming up. Rolfe, Keller, and DiMaggio. 33, there's those doubles again. It's a 7. That's a base hit for Red Rolfe. And that's the first Yankee to reach since Rizzuto led the game off with a single. So that'll move us to runner on first chart, under field in column 2. And that'll bring up Charlie Keller. Keller, left fielder, popped to short his first time up. 64 is a 14. That'll be a walk. So all of a sudden, here come the Yankees. And guess who's coming up? Mr. Joltin' Joe. Joltin' Joe can really get his team going with a big base hit here. And of course, that would also initiate his 56-game hitting streak chances. And he does it with a double. How about that? It's a 0. So 33 produces a 0, which means he gets to swing again. 66, that's a 1. That's a 3-run home run for Joltin' Joe DiMaggio. His hitting streak has begun in earnest with that 3-run bomb. And just that quickly, it went from 4-0 to 4-3. That's how fast the Yankees can strike. And Eddie Smith, a little befuddled about that, but he just grooved one to DiMaggio, something you just don't do. And DiMaggio, if you get him in a spot like that, he's rarely going to miss it. So, rarely going to miss a pitch that's in the fat of the plate. So, Smith has to regroup. Joe Gordon, your batter, still nobody out. 51's a 9. A 9, and Smith is a B-grade pitcher. That's a single over shortstop. So, have to have an A to take out the 9s. Anything B, actually C pitcher would take out a 9, but if it's a B or D, it's a base hit. So, Joe Gordon with a leadoff single, or not a leadoff single, but he leads off after the home run with a single, put it that way. He's aboard. He is the tying run. Here is Buddy Rozar. 64 is a 13. That's a strikeout. Much needed strikeout for Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith did not go to Washington today, but he did go to New York. Here's Bordigare, or Bordigare, I should say. 51 is a 14, and that'll be a base on balls. Puts more base runners on. So this 4th inning has not been good for either pitcher. Now we go to the first and second chart with Pretty, the batter, and the pitcher Bonham on deck. So runners on first and second. And we'll see what Pretty can do. 1 out. 25, that's a 9. Runners on first and second, and a B-grade pitcher on a 9. Single beats out the infield hit to load the bases. So now the bases are loaded for the pitcher, Tiny Bonham. That's kind of the only saving grace for the White Sox, is you get the pitcher coming up. but you never know. Never know what the pitcher might do. Bases are now loaded with one out. A double play gets him out of the jam. 43 is a 29. Fielding column 2, 29. Batter safe at first. Fielder's choice. Runner forced out at home. Other runners advance one base, but if the pitcher has a Y, it's a strikeout. So that's where the Y factor comes in, and he strikes out Bonham. Big strikeout. It would have been a force at the plate, and everybody would have moved up, but this is a strikeout for out number 2. And that flips it over now to Phil Rizzuto, number 9 man to bat in the inning, with 2 outs and the base is still loaded. 45 is a 14. 14 is going to be a base on ball, so he's going to walk in a run, force in the tying run with a walk, and now the Yankees have batted around as Red Rolfe, who led off the inning with a single, is back up to the plate again. 4 runs are in, but they're looking for more, looking to take the lead. Each team with 4 runs in the 4th. Here's Rolfe. 31 is a 9. On a B-grade pitcher, a 9 with the bases loaded. Single over first. Runners advance 1 base, but with 2 outs, the runner advances 2 bases. So it's going to be a 2-run single for Red Rolfe. And the 4th inning continues as Rizzuto takes third. Scoring is Bordegaray and Pretty. And just like this, that quickly the Yankees now put up a 6 spot on the White Sox. A 6 spot on the White Sox. And that's going to be all for Mr. Smith. He is going to have to leave this ball game as he just is getting beaten from pillar to post. And the White Sox will have to go to one of their 4 relief pitchers, as Red Rolfe gets 2 hits this inning. Charlie Keller is your batter. They're all right-handed pitchers in the bullpen, so it really doesn't matter. They're not going by any kind of a, any of those lefty-righty things. They're going to go with the Buck Ross. Only reason they're going with Buck Ross is he's got some length. So Buck Ross will be coming on. He is a C-grade pitcher with no modifier. So Buck Ross will be the guy, and he'll be facing Keller. 6 runs are already in. Runners at the corners, 2 outs. So we've got a runner at first and third on the book for the C-grade pitcher. Charlie Keller. 54 is a 32, and that might finally do it. That fly out to right field to end the inning. But 6 runs come in for the Yankees. How do you like that? 10 runs come in this 4th inning. Had no runs the first 3 innings for either team, and then a 4 spot and a 6 spot. For the Yankees, they did 6 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. There were several walks involved, and they left 2 on base. So we go to the 5th. It is now the Yankees 6-4 over the White Sox, and Tiny Bonham gets a little bit of a reprieve from that last inning and see if he can't keep it going. Luke Appling is your batter. He led off the 4th inning with a single and scored. He started that whole mess in the 4th. 15 is a 10. That's going to be another base hit. Let's go back to bases empty real quick just to verify. I was on first and third, but I believe 10s are hits. Bases empty, 10, and a B-grade pitcher is a single. In fact, any grade pitcher, it's going to be a single. So it doesn't matter. 10s are universally a single. So leadoff single for Luke Appling, and here come the Sox as they try to get those runs back. Here's Joe Cool. 43 for Cool's a 29. 29 is safe at first. Fielder's choice, pitcher to shortstop. Unless he has a Y, which he does not. So it's a pitcher to shortstop, fielder's choice. Cool is the new runner at first. 1-6. Appling is out 1-6 on the fielder's choice. Cool takes over at first base, and here's Taffy Wright. 13 is going to be a 14, and that'll be a walk. I think. Let's see. He's got a Z, so it may not be 14Z. If you have a Z or two Z's with a run on first, it's going to be a 2-ball count. So that will not be a walk, actually. 25 is an 8, and he is a B grade pitcher. Runner at first, out at first, runner to second on a 5-3 ground out. So 2 outs, but the runner does go to second. So Cool takes second base on the 5-3 ground out for out number 2. And now it's up to Dario Lodigiani to try to get that run home. Now we're runners at second base. 65 is a 35, and if the runner on second, that is going to be a foul out to third base, and that's going to end the inning. For the Sox, no runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 5th, still 6-4 in favor of the Bronx Bombers. And who's up but Joltin' Joe DiMaggio? He has, of course, extended that hitting streak in spades with that 3-run homer last inning. So let's see what he can do as an encore against the relief pitcher Buck Ross. 65 is a 35, and that will be a ground out to the first baseman unassisted as Joe Cool steps on the bag. So Joe Cool, first base unassisted. 1 down for Joe Gordon. .46, and that is a 27, and that's going to be out 5-3 ground out. Pitcher would have had a strikeout, but no modifiers for Ross, so it's simply a ground ball to third. 2 down for Buddy Rozar. 62, and that's a 32, which is your fly to right field, garden variety fly to right field. 1-2-3 inning this time for the Yankees. So except for the 4th, it's been goose eggs, but the 4th definitely produced quite a bit. We go to the top of the 6th. Still 6-4 Yankees. And I'm using the fatigue factor listed on the cards. They have 30 batters faced, so that's what I'm going by for fatigue. And if we look at Bonham so far, he has faced 22 batters, so he can go at least 1 more inning. And in fact, he bats third next inning, or at the bottom of the inning, so they like to get him through this inning if they can, and then turn it over to the pen. So leading off for the Sox, it's going to be Krivich. I'm sorry, it's going to be Lodigiani, not Krivich. I don't know how I got Krivich there. It should be Lodigiani. No, Lodigiani was out last time, didn't he? Sure was. I forgot to put it on the score sheet for whatever reason. Don't know why, but Krivich is your batter. That was a snafu almost. 15 is an 11. That's going to be a single and a stolen base again. That's where the auto stealing comes in. Single, and he steals second base. So Krivich had 17 stolen bases. He can run. So he is at second base now to lead off the top of the 6th. Single and a stolen base. And that brings up Hogue. 15, that's an 8. Runner on second, B grade pitcher an 8. That's going to be out. Runner to third, pitcher to first base with the out, 1-3 put out, but the runner does advance to third base. So runner at third with 1 out. Of course, the infield is back because they're up 2 runs. They want to prevent a big inning. Here's Tresh. 33. It's not going to matter where they are. It's a 7. That's going to be a base hit all day long. With a 7, that's a single to left field, and the run scores to cut the lead to 6-5. And now we'll get a pinch hitter for Ross. Pinch hitter for Ross. As the Sox are looking to maybe get a little closer. We'll go to their bench. See who they got to pinch hit that's halfway decent. They're going to go to, let's see, their left-handed hitter Rosenthal is not very good. In fact, their whole bench is not very good. They have a couple guys that are all right. They're going to go with Moose Salters. He was a 259 hitter. So we're going to Moose Salters. So Salters will be on to pinch hit. And the bullpen for the Yankees definitely got activity. As Bonham, they're trying to get Bonham through the inning, but they may not be able to. Norm Branch is in the bullpen, loosening for the Yankees. Runner is at first now, with one out, and Salters the pinch hitting performance. 6-5 game. Tying run is now at first base. 23 is a 26. 26 with a runner at first base. 26 fielding column 2. That's a fielder's choice. 4-6. So runner stays. A new runner is at first is Salters. On the fielder's choice, it's going to go 4-6 for out number 2. And that will flip the order over to Knickerbocker. And so Bonham's got one more out to get through this inning. 64, he'll get it. 13's a strikeout. So Bonham toughs it out. Does give up the run on 2 hits, no errors, and a man left. We go to the bottom of the 6th. That's going to be all for Bonham. It is a 6-5 Yankee lead. And we'll need a new pitcher for the White Sox. Let's see who they decide to go to. They used Ross, of course. So now they have 3 left, Appleton, Hallett, and Haynes. And it appears they will go to Appleton out of the bullpen. And Bonham's day is done, obviously. For the Yankees, they want to pinch hit for him. So Bonham's going to go 6 innings. And he's going to give up unofficially 7 hits and 5 runs. Not all of them are earned, though, because those 2 errors showed up. So 2 of those runs are unearned. Yep, so out of the 5, 3 are earned. He did walk a few. He walked 1. Actually, just walked 1. He walked the pitcher, Smith. That was the only walk he issued, was to the pitcher. How interesting that was. Strikeouts, not that many. He had 2. So, struck out Smith and Knickerbocker. That was it. But he is in line to get the win. So, the new pitcher, Appleton, for the White Sox here in the bottom of the 6th. So Appleton it is. And we'll get a pinch hitter for Bonham coming up. Appleton, a C-grade pitcher with a Y and a W. So the W means he's a little wild, and outs can turn into walks on certain results. So Bordegaray will lead off for the Yankees here in the bottom of the 6th as they cling to a 6-5 lead. Bordegaray. 21, and that is a 12, and that's going to be a ground out to third. 1 away. So Bordegaray is out. Here's Pretty, second baseman. .55, that's going to be a 9, and that will be against a C-grade pitcher. 9 is going to be a pop out to third. So Appleton got him on the pop up to third base for out number 2. Now the pitcher spot is up, so the pinch hitter will be coming in for the Yankees. And now that a righty is on the mound, they got plenty of these lefties on the bench they can go to. They're going to go to George Selkirk. Old Twinkle Toes himself, Mr. Selkirk, is going to pinch hit with 2 outs and the base is empty. Their best pinch hitter on the bench probably is Henrik, maybe Dickey or Henrik, but with 2 outs and the bases empty, they want to save those guys for more clutch situations. Selkirk 44, that's a 8. C-grade pitcher in an 8's a single to left center. So base hit, 2-out single, pinch hit single for Selkirk. And he keeps the inning going. And we now bring up the leadoff man, Phil Rizzuto. 66 for Rizzuto is a 0. 64 is a 6. So runner on first base and a 6. Double over first, runner to third. With 2 outs, any runner will score. So it's going to be an RBI double for Rizzuto. So how about that? That menacing-looking pinch hit single for Selkirk has turned into an insurance run for the Yankees, thanks to Phil Rizzuto's RBI double with 2 outs. All this started with 2 outs and the base is empty. A little innocent pinch hit single by Selkirk. Figured no sweat there, and then all of a sudden you get the double from Rizzuto. And here's Rolfe. 12 is a 29. 29 is going to be a ground out pitcher to first base, pitcher covering, and that's going to end the inning. So a 3-1 ground out will retire the side. But the Yankees get a run. They do it on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left. So they get the run back they just gave up, maintain their 2-run lead. It is now 7-5 favor of the Yankees. And I will pause as we get ready for new pitchers for the Yankees. Okay, new pitcher for the Yankees is going to be Norm Branch. He's going to be on to start the top of the 7th, and he'll be facing Appling, Cool, and Wright. Yankees lead at 7-5, top of the 7th. 12, and that is 25, and that's going to be a ground out second to first, but the pitcher has an X. It's a strikeout. Branch has the X, so that will be a strikeout. Branch rings up Appling. 1 away. I'll bring up Joe Cool. 22, and that's an 8. B-grade pitcher, though, takes care of that easily with a fly to center. B-grade pitcher stops those 8s. Fly to center for out number 2. Brings up Taffy Wright. 54 is a 32. 32, field in column 2. Of course, that's a fly out to right field. It's one of those automatic ones. It's a 1-2-3 inning turned in by Branch. And we go to the 7th inning stretch here at Yankee Stadium, or old Yankee Stadium, however you want to look at it or call it. And it's the Yankees 7, the White Sox 5. All right, since we're at the 7th inning stretch, it's time to stretch, everybody, and sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." All right. 7th inning stretch is in the books. We are ready to begin the bottom of the 7th. And Appleton back out will face Charlie Keller, Joe DiMaggio, and Joe Gordon, trying to keep the score at 7-5. 23 is a 27, and that's going to be a ground out third to first. X-pitcher would have a strikeout, but he's got a Y, so it's just going to be a 5-3 ground out. 1 away. And that will bring up DiMaggio, who is 1 for 2 with a home run. I'm sorry, he's 1 for 3 with a home run. 3-run homer. 43 is a 29. That's going to be a ground out pitcher to first. 2 down. So DiMaggio might the only hit he might get, because he probably won't bat again unless the Yankees put up a lot of runs or it goes extra innings. So that's going to be his 3-run homer is going to be his hitting streak beginning. Here's Gordon, 34 to 31. That's a fly to center to end the inning. 1-2-3 for Appleton. And nothing doing for the Yankees. We go to the 8th inning. They still lead it 7-5. Back out is Norm Branch. Might be all for Appleton if they get to a spot in the order. We shall see. Right now, Dario Lodigiani will lead it off. He's 1 for 3 with a double. 22, speaking of doubles, is an 8, but a B-grade pitcher is going to put a kibosh on that. It's a fly to center field for out number 1. 1 down for Mike Krivich. Krivich is 2 for 3. Also has a stolen base. 64 to 13, that's a strikeout. 2 down. Going to bring up Muriel Hogue. 42 is a 13, that's another strikeout. So back-to-back strikeouts from Branch. An easy 1-2-3 inning. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Still 7-5 Yankees. So Appleton will come back out for another inning. It'll be Rosar, Bodegare, and Pretty. And if anybody gets on, a pinch hitter for Branch, and they would bring in Murphy, the closer, to try to close the deal. 41 is a 24. 24 is going to be a ground ball to short, 1 away. So Rosar grounds to Appling, 1 away. And here's Bodegare, followed by Pretty. 52 is going to be a 27, and that's going to be a ground ball to third. So 2 down. 2 down, and that's going to send us to Pretty. So Pretty is your batter. 16 is a 28, and that is a ground ball to short. That's going to end the inning. 1-2-3 go the Yankees, so Appleton did very well for himself. We now go to the 9th, last chance for the White Sox. Never got to Branch's spot in the order, but either way, they're going to go to their closer with the Yankees, and that is going to be Johnny Murphy, as he had 15 saves on the season. So they're going to go ahead and play it that way with a 2-run lead. No double switch, because if he gives up 2 runs, he's going to come out anyway in the bottom of the inning. So no sense in needing a double switch of any kind. Mike Tresh will lead it off, and he'll be followed by a pinch hitter for the White Sox. And we'll see who that's going to be. Best hitter they have on the bench is going to be Don Cab Calloway. So Cab Calloway will pinch hit for the pitcher Appleton. Calloway. So Calloway is going to be your pinch hitter, and Murphy and Branch, rather, not Donald. Donald's still available. I don't know why I scratched him out by mistake, but anyway, you know what I mean. So Murphy is your new pitcher for the Yankees. He is an A-grade pitcher with a Y and a W. So he's in to try to save it here in the top of the 9th. 7-5 Yankees. Here we go. Tresh. 54 is a 32. That's your typical fly to right field. 1 away. Tresh is out of there. That will bring up the pinch hitter, Callaway. 271 on the season. 25 is a 10. That's going to be a base hit. So Callaway gets a base hit. He is now with that base hit brought the tying run to the plate. Knickerbocker he's a fast runner too, so they're not going to pinch run for him because he's fast. So he's at first. And you don't have to play it safe with the fast runner. I mean, you Just keep him out there. So Knickerbocker is your batter. Murphy, 52-27, and that's going to be safe at first. Fielder's choice, 5-4 fielder's choice. So Knickerbocker is your new runner. But now there are 2 outs on the 5-4 fielder's choice. And it's all up to Luke Appling. Last chance for the Sox is Luke Appling. Pretty good guy to have up, though. 314 hitter. 25 is an 8, but an A-grade pitcher is going to take care of that big time, I do believe, with a runner on first. Yes, it is. Out at first, runner to second. First base to pitcher covering. And there's your ball game. A 3-1 put out to end the ball game. And we'll be back with the totals. Okay, we are back to wrap this thing up. For the Yankees, 7 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors, and 5 left. For the White Sox, 5 runs, 8 hits, no errors, and 6 left. Winning pitcher was Tiny Bonham, although it was a struggle. He did go 6 innings and get the win. Losing pitcher, unfortunately, is for the White Sox is Smith. He gave those 6 runs in the 4th, and the White Sox were never able to recover. Save goes to Mr. Murphy. So there you go. APBA gets its turn on Manic Monday. APBA. There it is, APBA. Big boards, big boards. If you look at these big boards, I got them tabbed, but big boards give you all these results. So that's APBA. Next Monday, we turn our attention to Status Pro Baseball, the basic game of Status Pro. It'll be Game 1 of the 2019 World Series between the Washington Nationals and the Houston Astros from Minute Maid Park, or whatever it was called in 2019. I think it's still called Minute Maid Park. But that's going to be the game on Status Pro. So I hope you enjoyed that presentation of APBA Basic. There were a lot of APBA followers out there and people that love APBA. People love the basic game. A lot of people only like the master game. A lot of people like the combination of the two, where the merino boards and whatnot come in as a homebrew. That's kind of an in-between. But whatever your flavor, there you go. APBA Baseball since 1951. So let's go do it from here. Yankees win it 7-5. Joe DiMaggio's 3-run home run in the 4th inning was the one hit he needed to begin his hitting streak. So now that is underway. Of course, I'm not going to play a Joe DiMaggio APBA hitting streak, but this is just the game I decided to choose. So that's going to do it from here. And until next time, hope you enjoyed your Manic Monday, wherever you are right now. Until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.